WonderFest TV. My name is Arlene.
I'm Kat.
We are excited. We've got the amazing author, Paul Dore, here with us.
Welcome, Paul.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, thank you.
Awesome. So, show them his book.
This is Paul's book.
His first book that
Yes.
he has published.
It's called The Walking Man. I love the graphic. I love that it kind of reminds me of you. I don't know if this is a silhouette shot of you, but it's awesome.
Yes.
These are my favorite colors. And I really enjoy your writing style.
Oh, really?
I really feel like I know the narrator, and I love what's going on in his head and how he's processing things. This is like one of my favorite writing styles.
Oh, that's great, because actually, before I was working with a writing mentor of mine, and one thing that he, after working with him for a while, he was just trying to get me to write with more depth and more meaning, but I wasn't getting it.
Right.
And we'd write letters back and forth, like through the mail.
Yeah.
Through that
I
kind
love
of mail.
that.
Yeah.
So
And-
archaic.
Yeah. And
snail mail.
he would, he finally had one of my letters, and he said, if you can figure out how to write like this and apply it to your writing and fiction and all that stuff, you might have something. So I just kind of pretend like I'm writing a letter to somebody.
And so deeper in the sense that more truth? Or,
Yeah, I think
okay,
so,
cool. And
yeah.
like, because it is casual, I find, but it's also witty. The vocabulary is great. The word combinations really are very illustrative of a point, and I just love it. Like, I eat it up.
Yeah,
which I really
we were
like.
chatting about your writing style, and I said it's really cool because I know you, and it's like I'm just reading, and I can hear your voice in it. And then Kat mentioned that even if she didn't know you, she would feel like she did.
And that I
through-
liked you.
Yeah, it's nice when you come across a writer and you can hear their voice in your head. I think that's an
Absolutely.
important thing and something I was definitely going for. So that's great.
You achieved it. Well done.
Nice.
Yes, well done.
Okay.
So
God,
good.
he's putting pressure on me to do.
Don't feel the
high
pressure.
fives.
Pressure makes diamonds, my love.
So we were chatting about people's whys and like why we do things as artists. Have you accomplished your why? Are you still striving your why, or have you found your why?
I think there's different reasons why people, or you can keep finding new reasons why you do something. And as an example, something like writing and all of that kind of stuff was always a way that I could express myself and what I was doing. But then I started within the last year or so doing more live storytelling. And then, so all of a sudden you have people right in front of you and you tell them a story, and then they come up to you and say, oh, well, your story, it really affected me, and this is my story. And there's that then, it's not somebody often alone reading your words. It's somebody right in front of you. So
Right.
that's like another why out of a lot of whys.
Well, yeah, and I feel like that's the point where I think a lot of performers and creatives do this. You're empowering others to express themselves, to know that they're not alone, that we're all in this together, we all experience similar things, right?
I think so, because that's really a lot of people that influence me and whose work I respect and really, really enjoy. That's what they did for me.
Right.
So that's then hopefully I can do that for
Pay
other
it forward
people.
in a sense.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I wanted to talk about your performance as well, because you do perform your work, and I wanted to say what's amazing is Paul does it on a treadmill. So he's walking, get it? The walking man? I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
But I wanted to talk to you about, because not all authors perform their work. So how does one inform the other? Like, how do you think about how you're going to perform it, or do you know what I mean?
Well, definitely. I realized, especially now with how things are changing, not just in publishing, but in media in general, and how you are presenting your work. You can't just publish your book and then go and sit alone at home. You really have to get out there, and it was challenging for me, and I had to figure out some interesting sort of dynamic ways to present the work and kind of put myself out there. So.
Well, I have to say personally, I think your storytelling style is amazing. You're riveting, even without the treadmill. And I mean, I think there was so much beyond your performance that was amazing, but your performance in itself and just you writing is totally engaging. And like, you've got a voice and you've got a character that I want to hear more from, personally.
Definitely, yeah. Because the way that you deliver your stories, so I've been fortunate to see Paul perform his stories often, and you deliver it in such a, you've got this dry sense of humor as well, and and a lot of the stories we can all relate to. It's kind of like music, especially the heart-wrenching kind of songs, we can all relate to your stories, which is great. What was there a story that you wrote that really kind of changed the course of like your day or your week or your life?
Well, I think it's also hearing other people's stories is something that's really important to me, and I do some podcasting and things like that, and it's so amazing to sit down with people.
Right.
And sometimes you could be tired, you could be grumpy. I'm really grumpy in the morning at times, but you can sit down with somebody and hear their reasons for doing it and what motivates them, and it's just you're on a cloud the rest of the day because it can be just so inspiring. Just hearing what other people are doing.
Yeah. First of all, I want to say I think being grumpy in the morning is a sign of strong character.
Okay, good.
And I've heard your podcast, and again, I love how engaging you are. You're conversational, and you're interested in the person.
Yeah.
You're not interested in being interesting yourself. I just feel like...
Well, that's great, and to have a consistency of your voice through all these different mediums is challenging, but hopefully
you do
it's
going well. It's like you're not even trying. You're just great. The Walking Man, a novel by Paul Dore. I highly, highly recommend it. It's on my high recommend list.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being with us, Paul.
Thank you so much.
It's great. Make sure you check him out online.
Do it. You can. You should. And if you're brave enough to start, you will.